And we're back on Flash.
No substance.
So, month of October, we are going to do all top 5s of horror, Halloween, scary, woo, that kind of thing, right? So, last week we had vampire movies, not vampires.
Yeah, whatever.
All right. This week is going to be chapter 2, and it's going to be werewolf movies, not werewolves. Forget it.
Whatever.
So, go first.
All right, so I realized making my top 5 that, I got problems with a bunch of werewolf movies. So there are werewolves that I like, but there's a bunch of movies where I'm like, it's okay. This part I didn't like.
Even the vampire ones, if you can do that.
There's some I just like all the way through. But there's vampire movies, I don't like all of them all the way through. But I like a majority, say a good 75% of them. So anyway, my top 5. Number 5. Gingersnaps.
Gingersnaps. Catherine Isabel.
Yeah.
Catherine Isabel, yeah.
It's one of those, and I like when films do something different. This one was a werewolf movie, but also kind of did a coming of age, dealing with a woman getting her first period and stuff like that, and the change as they refer to it the curse is what they refer to it in the film. Most werewolf movies always deal with a man or a young man, kind of coming of age, and this one dealt with a girl, and dealt with a teenage girl, and almost like a family curse and stuff like that. So I thought that was a good change on werewolf movies, and I like how they did the werewolf. I like how the design of it, the little kill scenes that they did. Actually, it's an underrated film, and I actually believe it's a cult hit at this point.
It is a cult hit, and it's spawned so many freaking sequels. I mean, she's pretty much made a career off this one. She wasn't Freddy vs. Jason we were talking about earlier, but
just the first one's the only good one.
I don't know. I heard 2 was good. I haven't seen that.
I did not really care for 2, and that's where I stopped. Was at 2, but the first one was really good. So that brings us up to number 4. Number 4. The Howling. That's a good one. A lot of
they spent their period in that one too.
A lot of werewolf films, and especially werewolf films of today, they don't make the werewolves, a werewolf. In The Howling, they really they go the scare factor of it. It's grotesque, and this thing just kind of goes. It's more wolf than man, but it's the definition of a hybrid of wolf man type deal. And it's not a guy in makeup with fur on. It's not like a wolf that we're just gonna call werewolf. It is the hybrid between the two, with the legs all bent back, and I mean it's got a flaw with the limitation of special effects for the time that it came out. But from what they did, from when the time it came out, I think they did a great job. It's totally scary and just
part 2 sucked. Stay away from that one.
Okay, I said The Howling.
Part 2 sucked. Stay away from that one. Simple Danning though.
All right,
she was good back in the day.
Number 3. Wolfman World, Benicio del Toro, and I had to stipulate because there are other Wolfmans out there.
I thought the makeup was good.
I thought the makeup was great. I thought the way that they showed him lightning fast with his attacks and stuff like that. The only drawback, so they said 75% of werewolf films, is the infight with him and his father. I thought that was kind of lame. I thought they didn't do a lot of CGI in the very beginning of the film, and that's what I liked. It was kind of I'm sitting there and this beast comes out and attacks me real quick, and I don't really see things. And then they do this whole CGI thing with him and the fight. It got kind of lame at the end, but the rest of the movie, 75% of the movie, is good.
Well, you can think about those old Lon Chaney movies,
and that's what they were trying to do.
And I thought it was worth the effort on that part. It's just, and the makeup, like I said, the makeup was amazing.
Yes.
But there's just some parts of it that were
the end.
On the period.
Number 2. As much as I have problems with this series, Underworld: Rise of the Lycans.
The one without Kate Beckinsale?
Yes.
That's horrible.
Yes, the one without Kate Beckinsale.
Marlon Mitra's great actress, but
the one without Kate.
Alrighty then.
Because this one gave us more of the werewolves. And the original film...
Because it was called Rise of the Lycans?
Well, yeah, true. But the original film... in the original film, they gave us a little bit, and then they focused on... what was the head lycan in the original film? Can't remember his name.
I have no idea.
Whatever. They focused on him, and they really did away with, and it was just kind of like vampires just massacring werewolves. In Rise of the Lycans, they were on equal, it's not from the slave master thing at the beginning, but when they actually had a battle, they were on equal footing. They were like, it was like, oh, we're not just death dealers going out and we got all these weapons and we can just mow you guys down. This one, they had to really fight and use their powers and stuff like that. And I like the backstory that they set up with them. And they, like I said before, with the Howling, they give us werewolves. They don't give us wolves. They give us werewolves. I mean, admittedly, they're all CGI, but still, the transitions that they do are really awesome. And the fact that it's a wolf.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not a wolf, it's a werewolf.
That's a good movie. I like it.
All right. Number one. Why is there even any thought of what I'm going to pick as number one?
Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf.
God dang it, man.
Teen Wolf is the number one werewolf of all
You are
time.
out of your freaking mind.
How dare you talk against the greatness of Teen Wolf? Michael J. Fox at his best. Teen Wolf. Well, we talked about coming of age. That is a coming of age film of a lifetime.
And he was on the period.
And he was more puberty is what he was going through at the time. Didn't do his change.
Michael J. Fox at his best and not Back to the Future?
We're talking about werewolf movies. His best in a werewolf movie.
You mean not Justin Bateman on part 2?
Oh God, we will never, ever speak of that movie ever again. Ever again. But yes, Teen Wolf, number one werewolf movie.
Oh, you're crazy. All right.
I like how he knew what I was going to pick.
I can't believe that you... All right. Number 5.
Give me a better number one than that.
You know damn well I'm going to give you one. All right, number 5 for me was actually Wolf with Jack Nicholson.
I thought about that one.
The makeup with that, I mean, that was actually really good. He just has that look, man. That's just, whether he's playing the Joker, or just One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, anything. I mean, this guy is just freaking, he was just awesome. He's just got the face and the look that just says that he can be anything, vampire, anything.
No, I didn't pick that one, or it's because I thought he was too old.
Yeah, but still, regardless. I mean, even James Spader would look, I mean, his look in the whole thing was good also, when he was playing the werewolf. Nothing is sexier than Michelle Pfeiffer with the yellow eyes when she's walking, but
Michelle Pfeiffer in anything.
But yeah, but it was really good. Mike Nichols directed it. It was like there were some scenes that could have been better. There could have been a little bit more kill scenes, true, but just the makeup. I just loved it for the makeup the most than anything, and his look. Number 4 was Wolfman. Now this is old school.
No, it is old school.
This is old school. This is 1991 Albert Finney, Gregory Hines stuff. It's very raw, very gritty. It kind of reminds you of Wolves meets like the Warriors. Like that kind of urban look how it was filmed. But there were some really good kill scenes on that. It's pretty interesting. They say that it was based on true events. I'm not too sure how
werewolf events.
Just true events about animal killings in New York. I don't know exactly the details on that, but it got my attention back in the day. I remember watching that. It freaked me out.
It was especially for the time. That was the most scary movie.
Number 3, Silver Bullet.
I couldn't put this in my top 5.
It was very special. It's very special to my heart because this is actually the very first movie that I saw with my wife.
Oh, okay.
Very first movie that I ever saw with my wife, like period ever. No. We saw it at her house.
Oh, okay.
At her apartment.
And you guys still made it?
She was asleep. I was asleep. But yeah, that was one of the first movies we saw together. But beyond that, Corey Haim in a freaking sweet ass wheelchair in there. He had some pretty good makeup, pretty good kill scenes.
It was God.
The ending was pretty sweet too. I like
so 80s.
And you cannot go wrong with Gary Busey, baby. Gary Busey.
He should have been a werewolf.
Well, he was. He was just a bald. He was hairless werewolf. That was Gary Busey. That's awful. You're welcome. Number 2, of course, is The Howling. Classic movie. Great freaking makeup on that one. Also, that was not makeup, but like some of the kill scenes were good. Dee Wallace Stone towards the end when she freaking wolfs out on camera was awesome. It's just a classic. It's amazing. It's a great movie.
Number 1.
And number 1, and you already know it, An American Werewolf in London. David Griffin Dunn, directed by John Landis. Classic blend of freaking horror and comedy. Just freaking awesome. The makeup was great. Won an Oscar for Rick Baker for the transformation scene. And if you go back and you look at our top 5 for makeup, that is my number 1 because that is a number 1 werewolf transformation scene ever depicted on film. Great ass movie. I freaking love that movie.
Overrated. It gets too much credit off one scene. Off one scene.
Not just that, but just the design. The design of the werewolf was freaking awesome. It's iconic.
Yes.
Can never ever beat. That is the greatest werewolf ever.
One scene.
No, I said the werewolf, not the transformation, just the werewolf itself. When he's going through the streets of London and he's got the freaking, it's just awesome, dude. It's amazing.
It's having to deal with 60% of the movie, him talking to the dead people that he killed was kind of.
Well, he did it before Haley Joel Osment, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, one of the other things that was awesome about it was the dream sequence when those freaking monsters in the helmets and they're like in the war and they're all like shooting everybody. All the werewolves. It's just freaking sweet.
It's not making my top 5.
I don't care. But Teen Wolf does, and then there's a freaking scene. It's amazing. The other dream sequence when he's by himself in the woods and he just opens his eyes and they're all ugly and his fangs are just.
You know what's a better scene than that?
That movie.
You know what's a better scene than that? When he's grabbing him for the ball and he's under the paw and they're trying to take the ball away and then he turns into the wolf and Teen Wolf. And then he turns into the wolf with the headband on and the short shorts. And he has a period with her. And then he has to make the free throw and he uses his wolf powers to make the ball go in.
And when he's surfing on top. He's doing a surfing on top.
Come on. Yes, exactly. That's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing and you love it. We all know you love it.
I love Teen Wolf. Honorable mentions.
My honorable mentions are, I did pick Wolf because that one almost made it to number 5 and I just picked Gingersnaps before that one. Lone Wolf and Cub. I'm joking. All right, Frankenstein versus the Wolfman.
Good one.
Because that was one of the first versus films I had ever seen. So,
and Karloff versus Chaney.
Yeah, seeing that as a kid and it was like, oh, what? They could be on the screen together. They get to fight. Amazing. And then your punk American Werewolf in London.
My punk. All right. My honorable mention was the first Underworld. Okay. Even though it's more vampire, you're right. It's more vampire, but I still there's werewolf.
It's like Bad Boy 2, where it was more Mike Lowry than it was.
It was Bad Boy. It was bad. Teen Wolf, of course. You can't freaking go wrong with Michael J. Fox back in the day, especially when it was like the appetizer to Back to the Future. Because that came out. I think that came out before Back to the Future. So you always had
the surfboard was the skateboard prequel, right?
Exactly. Okay. It was like the hoverboard.
It's a hoverboard prequel.
Well, you always gotta remember that you have the Butter Up movie, you know. Mm-hmm. So you have the Dream Team was the Butter Up movie for Michael Keaton before he turned into Batman.
Mm-hmm. Wait.
This Means War was the Butter Up movie for Tom Hardy before he did Dark Knight Rises, and this was the Butter Up movie before Back to the Future. I might be wrong on that, but whatever.
Not really. Was it the movie where The Secret of My Success? Wasn't that the first one?
No, that was after. That was in '87. Okay. That was an awesome movie. Underrated. Turns 30 next year. Can't wait. Terrence, take us home.
All right, so I think we're getting in a stride on these top 5. So make sure, especially for this month with horror, because we love
we love horror movies.
All right, and we hope you guys love horror as much as we do.
Even though we're on our period, whatever.
Hey, sometimes it happens. Mother Nature calls. Make sure you put your top 5 werewolf movies down below in the comments. Not werewolves. Put it down below in the comments so that way we compare. I love when you guys put them in the comments so that way, Chris, we're talking to you too. So that way
we're still waiting for you to get on the show.
Exactly. Also, too, make sure you guys like and subscribe so that way, one, we know that you like what we're giving you guys and you get to know when we have new stuff coming out. I'm back to doing movie reviews, so be on the lookout for new movie reviews. Somehow, I guess I'll go see The Girl on the Train.
What's she doing on the train?
I don't know.
All right.
It better be good.
Next week, we'll be doing top 5 zombie movies. That'll be the next one that we will be doing for top 5. That's going to be pretty good.
I'm not big on zombie movies.
But there's some really good ones out there.
I mean, they're all going to be George Romero films.
There you go. For Aspen in the back, I'm Manny.
Terrence.
And that was the goods.
What is with people? Do we just need to do a bloopers like all the
it's called The Goods, the Bads, and the Uglies.
Yeah, but do we just need to do every week a blooper show? Because that's what people are watching. And I thought it's like, nobody's watching that shit. And it's like, it's just on there just because. Just so I can advertise other videos. Nobody's really watching that, but obviously people are watching that more than people are watching that more than a fucking show. What are you doing, people? There's a lot of hard work and time invested. That other shit is bull. That's what we do. We're fucking around. Well, actually, that's what you want to see is us fuck around the whole damn show, right?
Well, actually, that would be like this show is the big joke. And the real show is...
We give you 30 minutes of a joke. And then the real show starts.
Woo! We are freaking on our way, baby.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Ready?